Ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of the Jessie Plemmons Fan Club. I am your host, as always, White Thunder, and today I am joined by excommunicated Reverend Deacon Rogers. And today we are doing the Nun II, and all I can really say about that movie is fuck that movie and fuck the church.
What?
That movie scared the shit out of me. That's about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Calm down there, Reverend. Solid movie, solid horror movie, best one I've seen so far. It's not going to be a long video because we don't have that much shit to talk. So we're going to get right into shit talking.
So I just want to say something that was left out is that this is indeed, I know that all of you guys are wondering, it's the fastest growing channel on most streaming platforms. Just in case there was any confusion about that, the analytics hasn't changed.
Of course.
Fastest growing channel in Bangladesh, last I checked. My main grievance with this movie is that it's just a talking point about how terrible the Western Church is. I mean, it's just another one of those religious horror movies where, you know, you gotta... It's just a commentary on how terrible the church is at the end of the day. It's like, look at all this. God isn't real. God can't save you. And then if you need God to save you, send a woman.
Yeah,
and a black woman.
You gotta send a black woman. Strong, independent black woman, mind you.
Yeah, see, and that's another thing. It is another commentary about how to hate the church. Because even when you have a horror movie about the church, woke ideology still managed to infiltrate this movie somehow.
Of course, you love your Tessa Thompson, you know, main character.
Tessa Farmiga.
I don't fucking know.
Tessa Thompson. Who the fuck is Tessa Thompson?
She's the chick from Guardians of the Galaxy. She's that fine black girl. She plays the green alien.
Oh
no, that's fucking Zoe Saldana. I don't even know who I'm talking about then. Tessa Thompson might be a fucking porn star for all I know. She might be, folks. I can't remember.
I don't know. We didn't see much under their nun gowns, bro.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, no. Maurice. Finally, people, a horror movie that does not have a shitty, no good dad. This man actually has a job.
Yeah.
He's built. He's nice.
He fixes things.
He's got some riz. He was risen up. He was risen up the priest. He was risen up the teacher. He got it all.
It took me about 2.5 minutes before I said I like this guy.
Exactly, and it's not hard because I mean you gotta. We've gone through a lot of horror movies and it's not good. It's not good.
No.
We expected him to die within 5 minutes because he was actually a solid man in a horror movie.
You could make the argument that he didn't have strong competition, but even then he blew it out of the park. David Malkin in The Last Voyage, he went down with the ship. He died for his cause.
But
even then, I like Maurice more.
Yeah, Maurice, you just have to. And honestly, like, so you had a lot of little girls as well. Part of this story took place in a fucking boarding school.
Hey, yeah, you would notice that it's a religious movie, and it's at a boarding school. God, I didn't even realize. That pisses me off even more.
Another thing about horror movies, moms. We've talked about this before, but every fucking horror movie has to do with moms.
Yeah, that's a grievance of mine. Well, I think it's woefully irresponsible to first of all not send a priest.
Yeah.
I think that's just silly. That's just, but suspension of disbelief. But the grievance that I had is that they went to the library, and immediately within 5 minutes of being in the library, there is empirical evidence that tells you what is happening. And it's like, nobody read this.
Pulls out a fucking book out of nowhere, just snatches it off the shelf and plops it down. He's like, all right, flips to a random page. This is what you need. That's literally what happened. Flips to a random page. All right, read that passage.
The angel has all the power that you could ever wish for, and even then, our intrinsic human greed drives her to want more power. And I think that's a cool story. You could only tell that story in a religious church movie, but I still think that it's kind of, you know, a little bit of an agenda saying that humans are intrinsically greedy, and even the power of God won't make you less greedy, so there's no point in believing in God in the first place. It's like, yeah, I guess.
Enough with the grievances. I'm going to talk about the movie in itself. The images and the way that the nun would appear in scenes was beautifully done. There's one scene with a rack of magazines, and you know Sister Irene walks up to it and they start flipping.
There's a dialogue between Sister Trina and Sister Irene at the beginning of the movie, and they're talking about how Sister Trina says that it's very hard for me to believe that the wine could be the body of Christ. And then Sister Irene says that it is our belief that makes it the blood of Christ.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, they pray in the wine cellar, and it is their belief that makes it the blood of Christ, and that is how they banish the demon. I like that. I think that was a really good way to end it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, you know, obviously this horror movie does devolve into horror movie schlock, where, you know, it's just we're getting to the last 20 minutes, you know, let's just start
Wrap it up, yeah.
you know, just dumping everything out of the sludge pipe, and that kind of happened a little bit, especially with the introduction of 7-time Super Bowl winner Tom Brady.
Yeah.
The goat manifestation.
Yeah.
Chases the kids around because they needed something for Sister Trina to do.
Yeah.
I really hate the goat scene.
I don't get it.
It's just so dumb.
Because earlier in the movie...
Horror movie schlock.
Yeah.
Earlier in the movie, there is this scene where there's this delivery girl, and she's delivering olives to Maurice, while Maurice is possessed by the nun. So the delivery girl comes in, and she ends up getting killed. And there's something that we love here. I wouldn't say love, but there's something that we respect.
Appreciate, yes.
Appreciate having the tenacity to kill a child in a horror movie. Cody extended his hand out to me, and I smacked it away promptly. The scene where the goat impales the girl through the lung,
You literally,
like she would be dead within 2 minutes. Your lung would be pooling with blood. You would not be able to breathe. You would be on the ground, writhing in pain. You would be dead within 5 minutes.
She got lifted up.
Lifted up.
It hit her so hard it lifted her up on the fucking door, and then she sprints away and gets fucking coddled by the other girls. Like, no, bitch, you were dead.
And that is why I smacked his hand away, because I knew that it was too good to be true.
Like
Well, there was some plot armor
there
when
was
she's
some
in the air on fire.
Yeah, and then she becomes fucking Saint Lucy herself, whatever. But that was also a surprise too. Like, I didn't see that coming technically, so it's nice when a horror movie surprises you.
It was just good. Some would say that belief is the currency of the delusional, but you gotta have a little bit of belief from time to time, and it paid off this time.
I think we're ready to rate the movie. And today we're gonna rate it out of cases of wine, of course. I'm gonna give it about a 8.7 Merlot.
I think that this is the best movie that we've done on this horror channel. I know that I gave Talk to Me a 9 out of 10, but that's only because of Jade. There was no Jade in this movie, unfortunately. If it was, it'd be an 11. So I'm just gonna match it with Jade.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 9. Nine cases of wine. I'll be drunk by the end of the night.
Exactly. We're sipping some nice red wine here today, folks, with this movie. You know, as always, comparing it to Antlers. No Jessie Plemmons. No.
I mean, it had a leg to stand on. I'll give it that. But
yeah.
One leg isn't enough. All right. Are you ready to go back onto monk mode?
I think we're going to monk mode. You know, folks, have a great night. Stay clean. Stay sober. Wash your dick.